Hey everybody, and welcome to From My Mother's Basement. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
Oh, jeez. And there's Patton.
And this is guest appearance by Patton.
Who's confused why he's standing up there.
Oh, he doesn't mind. He loves it. He's more confused by the fact that he had his first snow today, so...
Oh, jeez, yeah. Was you just like...
His inner snow dog started to wake up.
Oh, no. So now all you need to do is just basically get a little sled for him and just have him carry you around to the park.
He hasn't started pulling yet. We've got his buddy... Down you go, Bubba. Down you go. There you go. His buddy Loki has got to teach him how to husky first.
Oh, well...
So, yes, hello. I'm Michael.
I can
said that.
I can already imagine how cold it is up there now, right?
When I went to take him for a walk this morning, it was sub 30.
It gets to about 44 in the middle of the night over here. That's as cold as it's gotten.
Nice.
So it's been quite nice, at least for me. You know, everybody around me calls it the ice box. I'm like, this is nothing compared to what Michael and Nikki are dealing with up there.
And what's funny is everybody was telling us when we first moved up here, they're like, oh no, we don't get snow. We have Indian summers. And we're like, yeah, we're from California. We know what an Indian summer is. This ain't it.
No.
And then Nikki was saying back in June, it was like, yeah, it's probably going to snow this year. I'm willing to bet. And they're like, no, we're not going to happen. Boom. 4 inches, baby.
No comment. Let's get to the... Should we get to the news? Because I know we can just goof around every single episode, but we do that normally.
All too easily. Yeah, let's do it.
So there was I would say an expected, but still a very large rush of trailers that came out over the past, say, week and a half.
They came a little late this year.
A little bit later than expected. I was expecting them closer in like the second week of November, like just before Thanksgiving, but they all came out.
That's what I was expecting them too.
Afterwards, but I'm glad they're here. That some of them are actually very entertaining. We're not going to go through all of them in depth just because there are so many, and we are on a time crunch for this episode. Some of the things of note real quick. One, the Baywatch movie. Dwayne Johnson, he is all over the place. He was fantastic in Moana. And when I saw the trailer for Baywatch, if you're expecting the classic 90s movie TV series, no.
Is it spoofing itself?
There's going to be plenty of spoofs in there. It's going to definitely not take itself seriously at all.
Because they've been doing a lot of that with a lot of reboots lately.
I mean, there was
series reboots.
There was one part in the trailer where you see one of the actresses doing the slow motion, jog on the beach and whatnot towards people, and the people who are watching it respond like, "Is it just me or does she always seem to run in slow motion? You're seeing that too?" And stuff like. So like, it's definitely tongue in cheek. They're definitely going down that path, and I will go see it just because it's a popcorn flick. It doesn't come out till next summer anyway, so you got plenty of time before this one. Another one, just as of note, is a movie called The Circle. Now, this one, for me, came out of left field. I didn't even hear anything about this in pre-production, greenlit, anything. But essentially, this is based on a dystopian novel by Dave Eggers. Basically, this becomes like Apple's or Google's wet dream. There is a group or a company called The Circle. Think Facebook or Apple or Google, but far more powerful. They can, cure diseases and know everything about you, and they always have this positive mentality that, the more information we have, the better. And of course, it dives into how that is a bad thing and how that can be turned into a even worse thing. I will give them props for the cast for this. I mean, you have Tom Hanks essentially playing a Steve Jobsian type of character. The new hire that the movie surrounds is Emma Watson, which is that came out of left field. Was not expecting that one. I'm curious about it. You also have John Boyega, Karen Gillan. You have a lot of top names in this movie that is going to scare a lot of people. But then again, people get scared of fake news all the time. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
So this one's not scheduled for release until April 28th, 2017. I'm guessing that's probably going to be pushed back probably into actual summer. What What else do we have?
Oh, I don't know. A little movie called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
God, that trailer was amazing.
The trailer's hilarious.
They did exactly what I've been campaigning for in trailers. They give you a bit of the character. They give you a bit of the action. They may or may not give you part of the story, like just a quick premise. But it's enough for you to go, that's awesome. I want to go see that. This thing did just a perfect job of that.
Dude, Baby Groot just stole the freaking trailer.
That extended bit at the end with Rocket Raccoon basically acting like a father figure to Baby Groot. Now, you do this. Don't ever press this. Now repeat it back. I am Groot.
I am Groot. No.
Oh, God, it was so good.
Awesome.
I cannot wait for this one.
But John Baptista as
Drax
in the end scene. That was...
Dude, he is going to play that...
They're clearly having a lot more fun with this one.
He's going to hit those comedic notes so well this time around. Like, he had some great points in the first movie, but I think because they're going to focus a little more on the comedy this time, I think he's going to play it so well. I think it's going to work definitely in their favor.
I'm wondering if they're going to bring Tony Stark into it, because they renewed Downey's contract, I heard. So
it would not surprise me. I mean, if that's going to be the case,
the whole thing where he went into Guardians of the Galaxy in the comic,
was
hilarious.
The whole thing between Stark and Gamora, yes.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh God, that was great.
Rocket gave Stark all kinds of shit over it too.
Oh yeah. Oh man, if that happens,
dude, her father Thanos, the ultimate in daddy issues.
Oh, cannot wait. So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hits theaters May 5th, 2017. That's probably a hard date because Disney's pushing really hard for that remake or remodel of the Tower of Terror ride at California Adventure to coincide with the premiere, which they're going to host in California Adventure, probably at the Hyperion right next door to that, so they can show off the brand new ride. And hey, everybody, you should spend more money here.
Of course.
Exactly how it works.
What do you expect?
This episode brought to you by Disney, as always.
Well, hey, they did Pirates of the Caribbean right there, so.
Speaking of movies that sometimes. Okay, I was gonna go down the Transformers path. I'll leave that in a moment. I have to talk about this other one because this is a question of sanity. Why they went with this? The Mummy, I know Universal Pictures is working on rebooting all of their classic movie monster franchises. Dracula, The Mummy. They're going through the whole gamut, and I'm a huge fan of the classics. But now, did you see this trailer?
I have not. I didn't even know they were doing a remake because I've been really busy lately. But the idea that the one thing, now don't get me wrong, I enjoy this actor's capability, but what the F? It's sounding disturbingly like another case of Tom Cruise has to prove he's the best everything.
That's
he's
exactly
the best spy. He's the best vampire. He's the best deadbeat dad. He's the best. What else has he done?
Let me give you a TLDR of.
Every movie he's in, he's got to be the best at whatever it is.
And this is no exception. Let me give you the short rundown of what happened in this trailer. It is him in the back of like a C-17 with this weird sarcophagus. It looks, creepy as it's supposed to be. And the plane gets attacked by a boatload of bats or birds or something like that and takes it down. He rescues this woman, probably another archaeologist. She gets a parachute, but he stays on the plane and goes down and crashes. Wakes up in the UK, in London, and apparently inside the sarcophagus was an ancient evil, which the character looks like the main baddie from Suicide Squad. I can't remember the character's name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's her wreaking havoc across the UK, saying that she's going to rightfully claim what was taken away from her thousands of years ago. She's going to get her revenge, and only Tom Cruise can stop her. You're talking about Enchantress?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about Enchantress?
Yes. This is Mission Impossible in the UK with some Egyptian wannabe baddie.
It's Mission Impossible Undead.
Exactly. Exactly. And given the fact that Universal's trying to do this, like the Marvel thing right now, where they'll take a Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, Van Helsing, all of them have their individual movies, and then have a crossover, which means we're going to see more Tom Cruise, as whatever character he's playing in The Mummy. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I don't know. But they tried to reboot Wolfman with God, what is that actor's name? He ended up playing the Collector.
Javier Bardem?
No, they played the Collector in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know what you're talking about. Go ahead. Sorry.
But they did a reboot of Wolfman with him. That didn't do so well. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's freaking Tom Cruise. It'll be a fun popcorn flick. That being said, I love Jack Reacher. So, I don't know. I probably will not see it in the theater.
Benicio del Toro. Sorry.
Benicio del Toro. That's
Thank
it.
you. I remember what it is. Yeah, we'll see. It'll depend on how sober I will be when I go see this. Well, let's talk about that Transformers movie trailer.
Oh my God, I haven't seen the trailer, but I've heard little bits and pieces of it.
First off, it's narrated by Anthony Hopkins, and I went, really?
The idea that it's got a narrator. None of the others do.
Well, narrator for the trailer. I'm hoping, because if they try to turn around and have it be like Anthony Hopkins' character doing a flashback to something that happened in the future for us.
Meanwhile, back on Cybertron, the Autobots have been sleeping for, blah, 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 blah. If they try to do it like the da 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 da, like they did in the cartoons.
Okay, but given the fact you have, Marky Mark's back, good for him. He needs the paycheck. He does good work for
He
action.
does not need the paycheck. He's not earning.
You still have
Marky Mark does not need the paycheck.
They go through the entire history of the conflict between Autobots and Decepticons throughout history. And when I focus on history, I mean Nazis. Nazis are in this movie.
Great.
Oh yeah, so we have
with Nazis.
We have Transformers, we have Nazis, we have Marky Mark doing Marky Mark things. We have Optimus Prime getting his ass kicked somewhere out in space and then coming back and gritty and
being
battled,
evil and killing Bumblebee,
and looks like he killed Bumblebee. And I'm like, you guys jumped the shark with the first movie. You can just do whatever you want at this point.
No, I think they jumped the shark with the Dinobots. Honestly.
Oh come on.
Don't get me wrong. The Dinobots were cool looking, but they kind of jumped the shark on that one pretty heavily.
They jumped the shark on a lot of these different things, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Transformers the last night.
They bring back Shia LaBeouf. We'll know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the big trailer that everybody's looking forward to, and I have to say it that way because at the time of recording this, the actual trailer has yet to come out. It's for Spider-Man: Homecoming. There was a teaser trailer that came out yesterday. It's a quick 18-second trailer. Actually features what's it called? Happy Hogan's back, talking in first person to Peter Parker, talking about where's the case? Why are you dressed like that? Go see the case that Tony gave you, and it just says a little card on it that says some minor upgrades, and you just see Spider-Man jump off the side of a building over a helicopter, and he has webbed wings basically underneath parts of his suit.
Well, yeah.
That's all we saw in that trailer.
It's basically a glide suit at this point.
Yes. So
but you got the upgrade from Tony, so hey.
Given the fact that this movie's
here's make it up for the Civil War crap. Here you go, dude. Here's a freebie. Some of my R&D guys were knocking around. Have a good time.
I will give people behind this props, mainly for the sole fact that you're not doing an origin story with this. I'm so freaking happy with that.
Well, they already did origin story with this actor.
It was semi-origin, that the little sequence you're talking about in Civil War?
No, This is the one for this actor's already done a full movie as Spidey.
No, this is a brand new.
Yeah, no,
No,
this is the guy. This is the British guy who did it for Sony last version. They did not.
you're talking Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
This isn't Andrew Garfield. This is Tom Holland.
was he the one in the Civil War as well?
Yes, the Tom Holland.
I haven't. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, Tom Holland played Peter Parker / Spider-Man in Civil War. What this movie is basically a refresh of the character within the MCU, even though it's controlled by Sony. It's a partnership between Marvel and Sony itself. So what happens?
Get off their ass.
So what happens in this one is basically it's not an origin story. He is in high school. He's already been bitten. He's already been doing the superhero thing for a while, and this is post events from Civil War and how he is still trying to come to terms of what does it mean to be a hero. So we skipped the whole spider biting him, freaking out, all of a sudden magical abs, So we skipped all of that
Magic
usual
abs.
stuff. Just find a spider and let it bite you.
Well, find a radioactive spider and let it bite you.
Yeah, there you go.
Come to Chernobyl. Here at Pripyat, we have special spider just for you. You want to get rid of that belly fat? Come to Chernobyl. We help you.
Jesus. But with Tom Holland, Jesus, man.
By the way, you heard they actually built the shield. It's up
Did they?
on Reactor 4.
Did
Yes,
they?
we're topic hopping. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, they actually finished the thing that's going to go over it and seal it off so they can disassemble the sarcophagus and the reactor.
I read
that moved into place mid-November.
Oh, it did move into place. Last I heard, it was still finishing construction
it's
on it.
On.
Oh, cool. I have to go check a video of that later on. But going back to this real quick, so Tom Holland, he signed up for at least 3 feature-length Spider-Link movies, 6 overall Marvel appearances, so he's going to be jumping back and forth between his own movies and the MCU for quite a while. I'm really happy
He'll
that...
show up on S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if that happens in sometime in the future. But now Fox needs to get off their freaking ass and do the exact same thing. And the only character that you need to not recast and reboot because he can just notice the difference already, Deadpool.
Oh yeah, no, keep Deadpool. I mean, I would love to see Deadpool cross over into the Marvel.
God, that'd be great.
Into the MCU, even just so he can make the references, and everybody else will look at him like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Meanwhile, everybody in the theater just rolling in the aisles.
Exactly. It would be total comic relief, but it would be so funny.
So good. Let's get to a couple other things that were happening. We only have a short amount of time. There was 2 fairly large events that happened over the past week and a half. One was the Game Awards, the second year that Jeff Keighley's awards show came around. Really good job. The other one was a full weekend of announcements and games and playthroughs for the PlayStation Experience. And at their keynote, they released a boatload of new information about upcoming games. We'll get to both of those in just a second, but the one I know we want to talk about, I know Michael's definitely wanting to talk about, is the announcement of a new entry into a very popular franchise. Go for it, Michael.
They're finally doing a Mechwarrior 5 single-player campaign release. Yes. Fans of big stompy robots everywhere are squeeing, and I was one of them. But it doesn't stop there. But before we get to where it doesn't stop, they're doing Mechwarrior 5. It's by Piranha Games. The same folks who currently are doing the Mechwarrior multiplayer game. But they're not doing it in the same engine.
Really?
The Mechwarrior multiplayer is done in the Crytek engine. Mechwarrior 5 is going to be Unreal 4.
I mean, they're both solid, gaming systems.
They're both solid units, but if you get a chance to check out the trailer for it, it's looking beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And if they maintain the way they're going, it's going to be pretty awesome.
Now you're talking about that. It's like a 7-8 minute preview of in-game footage, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be
especially when the Raven comes running through the lot. The whole combat with the Raven was like, wow.
Oh, it's gonna be so.
And then
much
you
fun.
got all the drop ships at the end. I was just like, ooh, happy. But it doesn't stop there. They're also working on and should be releasing in March. How this snuck up on me, I don't know. They're doing a BattleTech tactical game. So
Really?
it'll basically be as if it'll be like the tabletop, only in fully rendered CG in-game engine, but it operates pretty much by the same rules.
Hmm.
And it's looking to be pretty badass as well. So there are going to be two games that are going. Well, Mechwarrior 5 is not supposed to hit till I think end of 17, beginning of 18. BattleTech hits March, and what's even better about it is it's following the storylines of the main game.
So it's still the same universe, just continuation or a
Same
different story?
universe, but it's still post Succession Wars, it's post Jihad, post Clan Invasion, which is actually was Succession Wars, Clan Invasion, Jihad, and it looks beautiful. If you like big stompy robots, these games are for you.
Very much so. If you enjoy just any kind of mech game at that point, because you can have everything from Robotech with their CG, not CG.
Talking about the tabletop game?
Yes,
Yeah, I got it. I still have to put all the planes together, but yeah.
but I mean, if you enjoy those type
There's
of
a ton
games,
of
if you
parts for those
enjoy,
things.
not just well, there is some first-person shooter aspect to it, but it's definitely not just instant run and gun. There's definitely a lot of other
Talking about
parts.
Mechwarrior?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Mechwarrior it is first person, but
yes, it's not like run and
it's
gun.
simulation, but you still have to worry about tracking stuff. You have to, upgrade your mech. You have to do your maintenance and all sort of stuff, which some people turns off a couple people, and there's still an arcade mode built in, so you can just run around and kill stuff.
Yeah, and if that's really not your cup of tea, go play Titanfall. That's just run and gun.
Yeah, that's true. Titanfall is run and gun.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's another one that's run and gun too. I'm trying to remember what it is. I don't remember.
No, okay. Should we talk about Game Awards or PlayStation Experience?
Let's save Game Awards for next one because we'll probably have better trailers by then.
Sounds good. So let's
Besides,
talk.
number 21 needs to be talked about.
Yes, very much so. So during the PlayStation Experience keynote, it was like an hour 15-minute presentation, and they had a boatload of games to go through that they were announcing at this event. It's great that they're doing stuff like this because it's not limited to just E3 around that time. You don't have just one event a year. Sometimes you would have a second event at Tokyo Game Show at TGS, but honestly, nowadays,
the German one.
Yeah, Gamescom. I believe it's what
Is
it
that
is.
Gamescom?
I think it's Gamescom. Yeah.
Well, the big ones now are like Gamescom, PAX East, or PAX.
Just any of the
There's
PAX.
PAX East.
Yeah.
There's the two PAXs. E3, which is not general public, but PAX is.
Right.
Then you've got the German one.
Which I think is Gamescom.
And then you've got TGS. And there's another one that I don't remember.
But even with all of those out there, it's great to see that these major companies are going out there and doing their own thing, basically giving it additional time to showcase their own games, their own projects, their kind of stuff.
Blizzard for.
Yes, very much so. They're all like, Blizzard can do BlizzCon, we can do our own thing.
Exactly. Final Fantasy's doing it now too.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty popular as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get to some of the things that were talked about and revealed during this. One was The Last of Us Part 2. I absolutely adored the first game, loved it to death. I'm looking forward to this second one. You have your characters back. Ellie is back. Joel is back. There's not gameplay there. It's just a little trailer with some story and a great song by Ellie. If you're a fan of the game, it gets you properly hyped up for it. Not a hint of gameplay, but at this point, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, and joining the trend for what appears to be remasters is number 22. We'll bring the one that you got highlighted. Save that one for last because that's the biggest. They're redoing Crash Bandicoot.
Yes.
Which was a fun game. It was a fun game. I don't know that it warrants a reboot, but why not?
It's an entire trilogy. It's the they're calling
the original story's up-resed, isn't it?
Yes. but it's not upres. They, instead of just doing an HD remaster of the original trilogy, they've literally just take all the assets and created brand new ones for everything.
Well, that's
So
what they're doing with Final Fantasy VII.
yes, so
They're basically taking all the core story, the core gameplay, and just bringing everything up to modern quality.
exactly. So,
Which Bandicoot was a fun platformer. So if they can maintain
was.
that platforming fun,
mm-hmm. It'll be great to see. Even a lot of the newer gamers out there, the younger ones, are like, "What's Crash Bandicoot? It was in in this Uncharted game, but I didn't know what it was beforehand." Well, now you can play all of them. So
yeah.
without having to try to unearth a PlayStation 1
Yeah, or well,
emulator, or there's plenty of other stuff in there.
Yeah, no, I think they released a version of it for PSP, but still,
Mm. Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was some like side
a
game that
lot
they
of the
created for that.
PS1 old playables you can get that way.
Mm. They also announced, been teased for a while now, a brand new Marvel vs. Capcom game. This one's called Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And the significance behind that is actually a lot of the Marvel characters that were in the previous iterations of this game may not make it into this one because of the upcoming tie-in with everything in the MCU. You're going to see a lot more characters from the MCU, the cinematic universe, show up in this game. And you're going to have some team-ups that you weren't really expecting beforehand. What does this mean for some of your favorite characters, say like Deadpool? I don't know, and I kind of doubt he's actually going to show up in this one because that's a Fox
thing. He was
thing.
one of the fun ones in the old Marvel Capcom games.
So I mean, the trailer looks gorgeous. They spent obviously their time on perfecting as much of this as possible. It looks gorgeous. Am I going to be playing this when it comes out? Definitely. Am I good at these games? Not a chance in hell. But I still enjoy
Hey, I'm on
them.
Mortal Kombat 10, even knowing that my wife's going to kick my ass every time we play.
Tying into that real quick, they did announce that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 has finally returned to Xbox One and PS4 for a limited time, so you can go ahead and re-download it. If you never got a chance to pick that up, highly recommend doing so. It looks great. It's all 1080p at 60 FPS.
Nice. And lastly,
yes.
this has been a long time coming.
Mm-hmm. I know you're happy about this one, so go with this one, and I'll go with the other one. So.
Do 23 first.
Okay.
That's fine.
They announced this other video. They didn't specify anything about it beforehand. They just started showing this video. It looked very much like, okay, we're getting another Lara Croft Tomb Raider game. I'm fine with that. I enjoy the new versions, and I want to see where the story goes from there. Then it takes a major detour, and it's like, wait, that was Chloe. Why is Nadine in here? Oh, this is actually a new Uncharted game. Awesome! Oh, it's called Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and it features these two girls from the series. And I'm like, but Nathan Drake
kill off Nathan?
No. But
I thought Nathan effectively got retired.
But you can't have an Uncharted game without Nathan Drake. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm still looking forward to that. Absolutely loved the 4 games prior to this, so I will pick this one up as well.
Very cool.
And now for an awesome remaster announcement.
This one's been needing for a while.
Go for it.
I mean, when this game came out, it was so popular, and it was ahead of its time in many ways. It wasn't anything fantastic technology-wise, but the gameplay, the style of gameplay, and just the general love factor for this has been warranting a remaster for a long time, and that is Parappa. Parappa is coming to PS4, up-resed, and from what I understand, they're keeping all the original songs, and probably some new ones.
Yeah, they're going to add a couple little extra bits in there. There was the announcement made after the PlayStation Experience keynote that Parappa the Rapper, in a version of it, will actually be making its way to mobile as well. So,
it's potentially. I mean, it's one of the original rhythm games, so there's no reason you can't do it on a mobile.
Cannot wait for it, regardless.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Excuse me. Sorry.
No worries. All right. Wait, what? Seriously? I just double checked something and it's got a notification. It is up. It is up. So, if you have a PlayStation 4, you want to go hit up the PlayStation Store right after this game because the remastered Parappa the Rapper demo is available for download right now. It's a free demo. Go check it out.
Guess where I'm going after we log off.
Oh, so I know we only have a few minutes left. Usually we wrap things up with our projects and picks, but I, I
There's only one thing we've been
there's
watching.
only one
Let's
thing
be
that really
honest.
needs to be talked about right now, and that is the season finale of Westworld.
What the ever-loving F. I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm
Oh,
a little worried. I'm worried about Maeve. They planted
okay.
a couple interesting seeds just in that one episode.
Okay, we are going to get pretty spoilery on this, so I do apologize for those of you who haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
if you haven't watched if you haven't seen the finale of season 1 of Westworld,
You
turn off now
you've
because we're
had
gonna do some spoilery
four
stuff.
you've had 4 maybe 5 days to check that out. And in HBO terms, that's a lifetime. You had your shot.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. Especially since they're releasing spoilers the very next day.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, did you see what they did to the website?
Oh, the website's great. What Aiden's taking
When
going crazy
Aiden's basically lost his shit.
and it's now like, what now, human? What are you gonna do? But yeah, going back with Maeve,
Make a move, bro. Come at me, bro.
I like all the path that Maeve went down to escape, and I very much look forward to see where that's gonna, eventually turn into. I was very happy to see, and some people were pissed off about this, the fact that she got off at the end of the train before it took off and went back in. I was stoked for that, and the reason being because in
It shows she's more human.
yeah, it was a choice that she made that she was not programmed to do. They had that scene earlier on saying someone's message, give you a brand new story, and if you do screenshots of it, you can see that break out here, go here, escape to the mainlands. Like she was following her her storyline, her programming, but when she decided at that point, thinking about the little girl that you played as her daughter, and she gets back off the train and whatnot, I'm like. Now she's thinking for herself. Now she's off
Yeah.
script.
Now she's stepping out on her own. She's off in total improv.
Exactly. She received sentience slightly different in a way that say Dolores received, who was basically
Oh
brutalized
my
into that.
god. It's interesting. I mean, they the I don't know if it was you who's saying it or who was saying it, but this was basically Reddit's confirmation episode
Oh yeah.
because
No. It was
a
like
lot of the theories that have been floated by people actually proved to be right on,
mhm,
and I was actually wrong on a couple of them because I mean it's okay. Towards the end of Ep 9,
mhm.
the one before the finale, I started going, okay, there may be something to this. But then at Ep 10, when they actually broke out and revealed William and whatnot, I was just like, son of a bitch, they were right.
Episode 9
How did I
fucking
not catch
confirmed.
this? Yeah, you know,
The whole reveal of William is the man in black.
yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of I
That whole 35-year timeline in there.
mhm.
It's interesting.
But the thing is, though, for every reveal, every action that came out, now there's a whole host of questions that erupt from that. So, like, okay, cool. So William is the Man in Black, and he had that. He snapped in the park, and he did all that amazingly disturbing stuff. How does that turn into him taking over the company and then buying the park? Like, what were the steps to that point? Because if he was considered beforehand as a um non-threatening person to everybody around him,
Well, this
including
basically his first trip to the park woke him up.
exactly. So I want to see what happens after that. How did he get to
Oh, if you
become
want
that
to see if they're
point?
going to give any of that history?
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know now about all of that.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about it too, but I'm hoping they don't. I like the fact that when everybody starts coming out of the woodwork, literally, um, and that one shot goes off, and it isn't a dummy shot. It's a holy shit, I'm bleeding, and then he actually smiles.
Oh, the smile, like, they're actually fighting back. This real life consequences is what I want. I'm like, you're a sadistic
No,
asshole.
not a sadistic. No, I don't think it's sadism. I think he's finally, because in his own way, I think he's genuinely trying to help them be free. I think that's why he kept going back to Dolores. Yeah, he did some pretty dark shit along the path. But I think,
Okay, go ahead.
I honestly think he genuinely cared about her.
Okay.
He genuinely was trying to find ways to break her. He wanted to find out what all the possible paths were, which is why he did some of the dark shit he did.
Right.
And he wants to help her actually be free. And when this happens, that basically says, "Oh shit, it's happening finally."
Yes.
Just as he basically owns the fucking park now.
I'll agree with most of what you said there about him wanting to be free. He was still trying to find more so a way to change the settings of the hosts, what they could do, what is permitted between them and whatnot. And so when all that happened at the end, I think he was happy that that's actually finally happening. I don't know if he ever wanted them to be free, but he wanted them to be able to fight
free
back.
In the sense that they're not they're not stuck just to the loop.
Yes. But still, I'm curious to see where they're going to go at that point. Because basically, at that point, because we just saw the beginnings of what we're all assuming is to be a slaughter of all the board and their friends. So,
and that's the big thing, is that they left a lot out for. They showed a lot, but there's a lot they didn't show.
Yes, and that's on purpose.
It's all implied. Well, for example, the one girl, you see the shots going, you see, the one guy on stage get shot in the head, and you see another person running off get shot in the back, and you see what looks like people getting shot, but they don't actually show the board representative girl getting hit.
No, they purposely did not show that.
The only thing they showed on William was the arm hit. You never actually saw the guy on the stage hit the ground.
Right. So,
but though there was the other stuff we talked about before we went on air about the Bernard's reactions. It's I want to see where they go with it. I want to see where they go with Maeve. I want to see where they go with this whole Brave New World, Planet of the Apes thing, which is kind of what it is. It's Revolution / Planet of the Apes.
Let them have Westworld. I'll go to Samurai World.
That was another thing. Is like they implied that there are other lands, or that were either in development or are actually existing. They just haven't touched on them yet.
Right.
Because there was that. There was also that whole underground where cold storage was like a mall futuristic type setup. So, there and in the original Michael Crichton film, there was in that one anyway. There was Westworld, Medieval World, and Roman World.
Yes.
In the sequel, there was Future World.
Yes.
So, it'd be nice to see them actually start going into some of those other, explore some of those other lands.
I'm just waiting for Medieval World to basically, they pop in a door and look around, and it's basically a set from Game of Thrones. Just to have that tie and just think, hey guys, I thought you knew that, and just walked away. Just have Ira Stark walk up.
Then they'd have to bring in Sean Bean, and he wouldn't last an episode.
That's what his MO. He could pay a lot of money.
Wouldn't last a season.
All right, we could spend an entire episode in itself just talking about Westworld and the implications and all the stuff. If you haven't
seen it, if you get a chance to binge it, it's well worth it.
Yeah. And the website's still providing new clues and stuff that was answers to questions that weren't answered in the season finale. Like what happened to Elsie, the Bernard's protege.
We know what happened to her. They showed it.
Yeah, you saw her getting strangled. But if you go into the website now, after all this is over, because they're very good, their ARG team of updating that timing it right, there's now 2 new bits of information that show up in the code of that website. One is a quick MP4 video showcasing a active locator beacon of Elsie's character, and then second is a crackled static transmission of her going hello, and you know it's her voice. So it's like, take that as you will. But but we can go on and on. I'm sure we'll have another episode.
As he said, it wasn't the first time Bernard had awakened, so.
True. So we will have to see what happens with this moving down the line. So, but other than that, Michael, do we have anything else to talk about on this episode? Because we went through a lot very quick.
Not that won't take us much more time that we really don't have.
That's very true. So, I guess we'll
Sorry
call
for the technical issues at the beginning, guys.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to get that fixed. So, thank you guys so much, as always, to hang out with us every other week. We will be back in 2 weeks. That'll be on the 21st, just before Christmas. So we'll see how that's going. Mike already has his Winter Wonderland starting already in his area, so maybe we'll get a good shot of that before next episode.
Actually, this weekend we're taking Patton up to Mount Hood. There's a snow park up there.
Oh,
it's going to be all the Husky owners in the park, and there's like 3 or 4 of us. We're all going to have, we're going to be taking Patton, Lexi, and Loki are all going up to Mount Hood in the snow park they've got. And I plan on firing up the video and getting...
Oh, perfect. That's going to be awesome.
Running around. Should be awesome.
Sweet. All right, everybody, you got that to look forward to, and all our conversations about all the upcoming news that has yet to come out, and of course our reviews on whatever we end up watching, which is always unique stuff anyway. So thank you so much for hanging...
Occultix 9.
I will watch that. I binged today. Liz said the Last Witch. It takes place in an alternate world just before World War II. The strategy in the battles is amazing. The story is great. There's very minimal fan service, which I'm very appreciative of. And I thought, I'll just check this out. I've heard good things about it. I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes before I get on here to start making dinner. It's like, oh, shit, it's episode 10. And there's only 1 episode left in the season. Damn it! Hate when I do that.
Speaking of which, really quick, I started playing Move Love.
Oh, did you?
The original game.
Nice. How's that going so far?
It's actually I'm doing the prequel before the actual game, so I'm getting some of the back history there.
Oh, okay.
And it's interesting. No reference to the beta yet, but we'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
I'll keep you posted.
Sweet. All right. We keep on saying thank you and goodbye so long, so we'll just end it at that point. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You'll see us next time from my mother's basement. I'm Jason.
And I'm Michael.
And we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody.